Hello, gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm Dr. Narita, and for the past 12 years, I've seen how the question of who initiates intimacy can become a central point of stress, anxiety, and deep loneliness for men in long-term relationships. If you've been married for a while, you likely know the feeling, that moment of anxiety before you make a move. You wonder, will she be receptive, or will I face that crushing, familiar rejection again? The constant need to initiate, coupled with frequent denial, is one of the most destructive forces against a man's self-worth. Today, we're going to redefine the idea of initiation not as a duty, but as an obligation of self-respect for both partners. Before we dive into the core truth, let me ask, where are you watching from today? Hit that like button, drop a comment, and please subscribe so we can keep building this community of strong, confident men. Let's be honest about the environment that many men find themselves in. Over years of marriage, a woman, often unconsciously, creates an atmosphere where it becomes emotionally unsafe for her husband to initiate intimacy. How does this happen? Through the constant rejection, the sighs, the excuses, the lack of presence, all of which serve to make you feel embarrassed or foolish for simply expressing a fundamental need for connection. This leads to a myth that you are supposed to keep chasing, keep guessing, and absorb the repeated rejection. Here is the vital myth-busting truth. A marriage where the man lives in fear of initiating contact is fundamentally broken. The constant rejection is not just a disagreement about timing. It is destructive to your core sense of being a man. There is nothing more demeaning and confidence-crushing to a man than being rejected by his wife over and over again on a topic that defines his feeling of being valued. I see the toll this takes. Men I work with describe a feeling of walking on emotional eggshells, terrified to reach out because the risk of shame is too high. Biologically, constant rejection spikes cortisol, the stress hormone, and dramatically lowers the desire to seek connection. When you associate intimacy with anxiety and failure, your body shuts down the very drive you need. This is a survival mechanism, but it starves the relationship. Emotionally, this dynamic creates a vicious cycle. The wife wonders, why doesn't he pursue me anymore? And the husband fears, why would I risk being invalidated again? Your dignity is chipped away piece by piece until you become defeated. It's time to realize it is the couple's shared responsibility to create an environment where both partners feel safe and valued when expressing a need for connection. But critically, if one partner, the wife, has created the unsafe environment, the pressure is on her to step up and initiate, showing she values the man and the experience. So, where do you start? You can't force her to change, but you can change the environment by focusing on your own self-worth and action. Here are 3 habits to restore dignity and confidence around intimacy. Habit 3, practice dignified withdrawal from the chase. Are you allowing yourself to be perpetually rejected, sacrificing your dignity for a small chance of connection? Biologically, when you stop chasing the low-reward behavior, your brain stops associating the act with stress. This gives your body a chance to calm the sympathetic nervous system and actually restore your natural healthy libido. Emotionally, you communicate that your self-worth is not dependent on her answer. By choosing to gracefully withdraw from the chase, you reclaim your dignity and show that you value yourself too highly to be repeatedly humiliated. Practically, if you initiate and are rejected with a flimsy excuse or a sigh, calmly say, "I understand, I'm disappointed, but I respect your boundary." And then for the rest of the evening, focus entirely on yourself, your book, your project, your exercise, and do not bring up the topic again. Habit 2, insist on emotional presence. When you do connect, is she truly there or just checking a box? Biologically, obligatory intimacy, where one partner is mentally checked out, actively increases stress hormones for the engaged partner because the underlying emotional need, connection, isn't met. It feels isolating even when physical. Emotionally, your need is for connection, not just release. If she treats the act like a chore or a burden, dead fish syndrome, it's a form of denial just as destructive as outright refusal. It sends the message that she finds you so unimportant that she doesn't even have to be present. Practically, gently, but firmly communicate that you need her to be with you. If you feel she is checked out, it is okay to stop. Say, I want us to share this, but I feel like you're miles away. Let's try again when we can both be present. This prioritizes quality over frequency. Habit 1, recognize initiation as self-value. What happens when the woman realizes that initiating intimacy is actually an act of self-care for her? Biologically, when a woman initiates, it signals to her body that she is whole. She values her own pleasure, and she is connecting to her power. It releases pleasure hormones that are incredibly beneficial for her stress and emotional regulation, making her feel better about herself. Emotionally, when she initiates, she affirms your value and what is important to you without you having to ask. It shows you that she values the experience of being with you. This simple act tells you, I see you, I want you, and I value this part of our bond. Practically, your job is to reward her initiation, no matter how clumsy, with profound, genuine appreciation. This encourages her to recognize the intrinsic value it provides to her, that feeling of empowerment and self-affirmation. This week, your focus is on changing your response to the dynamic, not changing her. First, dignity first. Initiate only once. If rejected, stop chasing for the rest of the week and focus that energy entirely on a personal passion or fitness goal. Second, validate her effort. If she initiates or offers any form of genuine affection, lavish her with specific, non-sexual appreciation. Thank you for thinking of me. That means so much. Third, schedule self-affirmation. Find a way to physically affirm yourself every day. A challenging workout, a self-massage, or intense focus on a professional win. Good men, I want you to remember that your desire for connection is healthy, normal, and noble. When it is constantly rebuffed, the problem lies in the broken dynamic, not in your worth. By pulling back your energy from the chase, you create an opportunity. You force the environment to change. You model dignity and self-value, which is the most attractive quality a man can possess. Age is not the end of deep connection. By making small changes in your boundaries, you gain back comfort, freedom from anxiety, and lasting confidence. If you're ready to take back your power and learn how to navigate these challenging relationships with grace and strength, I have resources available to guide you. Commit to valuing yourself today. Like this video, share your commitment to dignified boundaries in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. I'm Dr. Narita, and I'll see you